Hi class, in this video we're going to be talking about subtracting integers. If you haven't already, please watch the video on adding integers first. So for subtracting integers, we're actually going to use a method called KCC, and this stands for keep, change, change. Keep, change, change. So basically, if we go over the first example, 8 minus 5, you guys already know the answer to this one. It's simply going to be 3. But if I were to use keep, change, change for this one, I basically keep the first number the same, keep it as positive 8. I change the minus sign to a positive sign, and then I simply change this positive 5 to its opposite, which is negative 5. And then I simply do my addition. Now in this case, you guys probably already seen this one here, but if I were to add positive 8, I would draw 8 positive circles. And then I would simply add it to 5 negative circles. And one positive cancels out with one negative. So in this case, one positive here cancels out with one negative. And I keep canceling out each positive with negatives until I can't cancel it anymore. In this case, what I have left is 3 positive, so my answer is going to be positive 3. And now when we move on to B, same idea. I want to keep, change, change, so I want to keep the first number the same. First number is negative 6. I want to change my subtraction sign to a positive, and then I want to change the negative 2 to its opposite, so its opposite is going to be positive 2. So now I have negative 6 plus positive 2. So in this case, yeah, I do the same thing. I draw out my circles, just like for adding. I have 6 negative circles. And I'm simply going to add that to 2 positive circles. And each positive cancels out with a negative. So in this case, what I have left is actually just 4 negatives. So my final answer should be negative 4. So negative 6 plus negative 2 is negative 4. And now I move on to the last example here, or not the last example. The last one I guess I'll be drawing visuals for. 7 minus 2. You know what? Actually, let's use a different one for that one because I already know what 7 minus 2 is. That's a pretty straightforward one. It's just going to be 5. Let's instead, I'll draw out a visual for E because it looks a bit different. Let's do D right now, just freehand. So I do keep, change, change. So keep, change, change. I got negative 5 plus positive 2. Answer should be negative 3. Okay, now for E, I have negative 3. Keep the first number the same. Change my sign. And now since this is a positive 2, I change it to a negative 2. So keep, change, change. I got negative 3 plus negative 2. In this case, I'm going to add them together. I draw 3 negative circles. I add it to 2 negative circles. Now, since there are no positives in either of these, I simply add up the negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my final answer should be negative 5. So negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Okay, now I'm not going to draw any more visuals. I'm simply just going to solve with keep, change, change. So here, I keep, I change, and I change. So negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3, right? Because I keep the first number the same. I change my minus sign to a positive sign. Then I change my last number from a positive 1 here to a negative 1. So I have negative 2 plus negative 1, which is negative 3. Let's solve the last ones here. I'm going to keep the first number the same. I'm going to change my subtraction sign to a positive. Then I'm going to change my negative 1 to a positive 1. So now I have 2 plus 1, which is going to be 3. For H, I keep the first number the same. I change my subtraction sign to a positive, and I change my positive 3 here to a negative 3. So negative 5 plus negative 3. In this case, my answer would be negative 8. So negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. Now for my last example here, I have keep the first number the same, change my negative sign to a positive, change my -4 to its opposite, which is a +4. So I basically have the answer to be 5. So 1 minus -4 is 5. Now remember, you only want to use keep change when you're subtracting integers. So when the sign between them is a negative, that's when you use keep change. Otherwise, if it's just adding integers, just simply draw your circles and start canceling out the positives with the negatives. And you want to add all the negatives together with each other and all the positives together with each other.